Hi everyone and welcome, this is the Apostate Prophet. I think it is a very well-known thing that in Islam, pork is forbidden. While in an American family, it is completely normal that bacon is made and enjoyed in the morning, this would be considered a disgusting and evil thing among Muslims and in the Islamic world. Every Muslim knows that it is forbidden, and even the least religious Muslim will do forbidden things like drink alcohol, go clubbing, or have sex with numerous people, but they won't eat pork. But why is that so? Why exactly is pork forbidden in Islam? Well, the shortest and quickest answer would be because the Quran says so. In chapter 16 verse 115, it says, "He has only forbidden to you dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than Allah." If you ask for a reason, the Quran only says in chapter 6 verse 145 that it is impure. There is no other reason given, and a Muslim is supposed to accept the Quran's rulings without any questions and say, "We hear and we obey." Sounds very mindless, doesn't it? So the Quran doesn't tell us, but why is it now forbidden? Isn't it obvious? It is forbidden because pigs are very dirty, filthy animals that swim in dirt and have no sense of cleanliness and shame. They are obviously sick and make you sick. They are disgusting. Or are they? Muslim sources will really tell you that pigs are very filthy, horrible animals, and that they carry so many diseases. This is usually their reason number one. That kind of propaganda really antagonizes Muslims and makes them uncomfortable with pigs. You don't want to be around a pig. It took me a long time after leaving Islam until I made peace with pigs and pork because of that strong indoctrination. But contrary to popular Islamic belief, pigs aren't that dirty at all. In reality, pigs are among the cleanest farm animals. They are the only ones that are so careful about the cleanliness of their living space that they go far away from their sleeping den and from their food to defecate at specific places. In farms today, they poop in their tiny areas because people restrict them to such small areas, which makes them uncomfortable. Meanwhile, your delicious cows and camels defecate wherever they can, in the middle of eating. And people don't have a problem with that. Pigs also don't sweat like a pig, but they get very easily muddy because they don't sweat. When they feel too warm, they like to roll in water and mud to cool off their skin so they don't get sunburned. This also prevents parasites that other animals fight with, by the way. And mud is not necessarily filthy. In fact, pigs are not less healthy than most animals, and they are not prone to carrying a lot of very, very horrible diseases that other animals can never give you. This is a myth. Chicken is often considered more dangerous, yet people love chicken. Muslims do too. If you have chickens at your farm, you can get a lot of diseases from them. If you don't cook chicken the right way, you can get pretty sick from it. Muslim apologists like to present studies or talk about studies that prove that pigs are very dangerous, that they spread diseases, but they usually cherry pick and misinterpret. A common Islamic argument is also that pigs eat their own feces. But pigs are not technically known as an animal that commonly eats its own poop. They can occasionally do it, like when they are confined in tiny spaces, but it's not something that pigs just do. They might also do it if they are fed dirt, or if they have a nutritional deficiency. Pigs are not alone in this. Dogs can eat their own poop. Elephants do too. They might even enjoy the poop of their children and their partners. Do you think they are filthy animals? Well, okay, Muslims think dogs are filthy animals, and they are evil and the devil, but that aside. What about rabbits? Rabbits eat their own poop, and they don't just do it occasionally. They are known as animals that eat their own poop, commonly, because very often they can't digest their food entirely the first time. They can't get all the nutritions, so they poop it out and just go at it again, and have a poop feast. Yet rabbits are totally fine to be eaten in Islam. Why do you eat rabbits? They eat their own shit. That's disgusting. It's actually not. Eating their own poop has little to no impact on the meat that you eat later. It is entirely normal and keeps them functioning and healthy. So the reason can't be that pigs are dirty animals, because there is no basis to that. Also, countries where pork is consumed the most happen to be the healthiest countries in our time. If pork caused such a problem as often propagated by Muslims, then people wouldn't eat it. They would reject it. They would take action against it. One excuse that quite often comes from Muslims is that pigs are shameless animals, that they are cucks. They let their partners screw others and like watching that. They have no sense of jealousy and shame. First off, what kind of nonsense is that? What kind of argument is that supposed to be? We are now judging animals and whether to eat their meat based on whether they abide by human morals or not. Many Muslim sources claim that if we eat pork, we adopt characteristics of the pig. No, I'm not kidding. Here is an article that claims science supported the notion that if you eat pig, you will lose the sense of jealousy because pigs are shameless animals and you become what you eat. There are so many other articles that will tell you the exact same thing. I've heard this so often myself. I heard this in form of an insult actually. Christians eat pig, and they are what they eat. Of course, that was said in a completely respectful and tolerant way, the way Islam is. A specific medical doctor, Zakir Naik, says the same, repeatedly.
Today's science also tells us that pig is one of the most shameless animal on the face of the earth. It enjoys seeing its mate have sex with his friend. In the Western countries, we have dance parties. After dance parties, we are swapping of wives. You sleep with my wife, I sleep with your wife. And there is a scientific thing that you eat pig and you behave like pig.
Zakir Naik wants you to know that you should definitely reject any kind of talk about evolution because it is only a scientific theory. But he wants you to believe a scientific thing that tells us if you eat pig, you will have sex parties with your wife and friends. This is the most scientifically absurd and moronic thing that I've ever heard. And no scientific thing confirms it. Muslims just take the phrase "you are what you eat" or "you become what you eat" too literally. The phrase means that whether your food is healthy, of good quality, tasty, or otherwise good or not, says something about your health and character. The saying doesn't mean that if you eat pork, you will invite the entire neighborhood and let them enjoy your wife or your husband. It's funny that this comes from Muslims anyway, who follow and propagate a religion that doesn't even care about the jealousy of women, where one man can just enjoy 4 women. 4 women share 1 man. Amazing. Also, pigs are by far not the most sexually weird animals out there, if at all. Giraffes pee in each other's mouth for sexual pleasure. Bonobos, which are friendly apes, do all kinds of things like a female having sex with multiple males at the same time. Some birds engage in polyamorous relationships with multiple men and women. Many other animals engage in very, very wicked sexual activities, and we don't call all those animals filthy. What about rabbits, again, that are completely sexually obsessed, yet totally fine to eat in Islam? Speaking of rabbits, many Muslims say that pork is also forbidden in the Bible. That is an often repeated failed counter against Christians who ask why Muslims don't eat pork. Muslims cite Leviticus, where the Bible says that eating pork is forbidden. But Christians are not bound by the prohibitions of the Old Testament. Christians are bound by the New Testament, by which Jesus said upon the question why he eats defiled food, "Are you so dull? Don't you see that nothing that enters a person from the outside can defile them? For it doesn't go into their heart, but into their stomach, and then out of the body. What comes out of a person is what defiles them." I am no Christian, but again I have to agree with Jesus here. The prohibition of pork is for Jews. Yet when Muslims cite the Bible, they often ignore, mostly due to ignorance, that pork is not the only thing that is forbidden in the Bible. The Bible prohibits the eating of animals that either only chew the cud or only have a divided hoof. Chewing the cud means chewing food that comes back from the stomach, as cows do, for example. The Bible then lists the camel, the hyrax, and the rabbit. Then it also lists the pig. It goes on counting birds, insects, and sea animals. But let's focus on the main animals listed first. Islam allows camel and rabbits, although the Bible forbids it. The Quran only bans the pig selectively. Many Muslims of our time are entirely unaware of this. Well, we still don't have a reason why Islam forbids pork and calls pigs unclean. There is no reason. Pigs aren't horrible animals. They are very friendly, very intelligent. They have strong emotions. They are great mothers, are very social and playful. They can be fantastic pets. Especially if pigs are kept well, under good circumstances that they like. They will eat clean stuff and be exceptionally clean. Sadly, in farming and the meat industry, they are treated horribly. They are given no toilet space, are pushed together in tiny places. Mothers are kept in very cruel cases where they can't move around and just eat, breed, and are slaughtered. And they eat all kinds of dirt that they are given by people. This is a big shame on the meat industry and how we treat these otherwise beautiful animals. But it has nothing to do with their nature. So there really is no proper reason why pork is forbidden in Islam. It is a very mindless prohibition that people just agree to without being able to present any reasonable explanation. The belief that something you eat makes you impure, changes your character, or makes you spiritually impure is a little bit superstitious. And there is no way to prove such a thing. There is no scientific basis to it. I would suggest, if Muslims want to keep this rule, to just keep it without trying to explain it and then completely fail. If you don't want to eat it, don't eat it. Don't tell people that Western people behave like pigs because they eat pigs. That almost sounds like Islam is not a very tolerant religion. My advice would still be, just stop believing in Islam. The rest of it doesn't make more sense than this specific prohibition. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, to subscribe and to share. Most of my videos are not monetized, so you can watch them without ads. If you want to support my work, you can support me on Patreon or on apostateprophet.com. I appreciate all your support very much. I'll be back soon. Have a great day, and stay away from Islam. It's definitely worse than pigs.